Allen, Nebraska, the official radio station of the Winnebago Tribe.
All right, Winnebago Talks. You're listening to KWTN 100.9 FM, Allen, Nebraska, the official radio station of the Winnebago Tribe. I'd like to welcome everybody to episode 33. So kind of to back up a little bit, we have episode 33. What is Winnebago Talks for those that never have listened? It's usually about an hour and a half hour show featuring the Winnebago in the news in general, sports and music. So join us every Tuesday as we discuss things that Winnebago talks about. If you could help us, we are live on Facebook. You can also tune in on our online media player as well as on the radio station airwaves 100.9 FM. And help us out. Maybe share the stream because we have a lot of good information. And we do have some breaking information that we wanted to make mention as well. Before we do get into our breaking news segment, I wanted to give a chance to have our introductions here by our co-host. So go for it, ladies.
Okay, I can start. Sort of filling in for Bethany today. I'm Jordana Bass. I'm the Winnebago Indian News editor.
All right. Welcome, Jordana. Thank you for helping us out. And as you know, Bethany, she is under the weather. So we hope her a speedy recovery.
Get well soon.
Yeah, for sure. Thank you. And who we also have.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Tyler Snake. I am the Winnebago Indian News Office Circulation Manager.
Well, good morning. Okay, so you guys had an issue came out last week.
Yep.
And should be in your mailbox. And
Yep.
what was some of the highlights? Maybe tell us about that.
Well, one of the big things that I was really interested in sharing with everybody, I got to meet with the president at LPTC, Manoj. Got to meet with him, talk about some updates and some expansion going on up there with the campus and everything. And I actually have to point it out because my grandma actually pointed it out to me because she had I actually had a typo where I was saying the campus was going to be expanded westward, but it's actually expanding east. So I just really wanted to point that out and let everybody know that. And so that was one of the big things that I really enjoyed sharing. And obviously I got to talk about the Big Voice, kind of recapping the birthday bash for that.
For sure. So I know that there's people out there. What do they call them? Like grammar police or this?
Yeah.
You know what I mean. But if you have a chance, go look for those and let us know in a good way, right? I mean, there's people that they're like, hey, I found a mistake, and there's people that always. But we welcome criticism. We also welcome any critiques, and we want to make our newspaper better and stuff.
That's
so,
right.
Bagel Bits, what you guys have?
Off the top of my head, it was a lot of candy yesterday. Can't remember.
Oh yeah, let's talk about
sugar high.
Yeah.
Really just talk about what goes on, like events-wise, community-wise around town, and just a good recap of what happened in that 2 weeks. So if you get a chance, you should check them out.
Cool. Awesome. All right. So we are about there. We got about 10 people that are listening on Facebook, and we have a population of our radio station reaches 100,000. So maybe 100,000 people are listening. But this is breaking news, relatives. Wanted to share with you that the relatives of Brenda Pear have located and made contact with her. We are relieved to say that she is on her way home. I called Lily personally and also called Jason to confirm, and they did confirm that they made contact with her. we want to respect their privacy and want to make sure that we still continue prayers for the mental well-being and everything. But just kind of we want to say thank you to our listeners, those that shared her picture, and once again, thank you for helping us locate Brenda. And we have to keep our our guards up. Also, we have to maintain. And there's a lot of people out there that are still missing, especially our women, indigenous relatives and stuff. So let's keep that going. But breaking news on that segment that we're relieved to say that Brenda Pear is on her way home. So once again, continued prayers for her and her family. I know that was a scare. I know there's probably a lot of sleepless nights and stuff. But that's kind of Edward Gunderson as well. So appreciate everybody, the relatives and everybody, especially our listeners at the Big Voice. What do we have in store for today? Little Priest Tribal College will be joining us. We want to appreciate them. We have Sunrose Ironshell that will be discussing a documentary premiere. Michelle Parker with Ho Chunk Community Development Corporation will be on here today. And we have the trivia game, The Answer Is.
Who am I going against today?
You're going to be going against Jordana. I got some good ones. I got some good ones. So you're going to have to tune in for that. Yeah.
She'll beat me. I know. She'll beat me with ease. Like little noodle arms.
You can't see them, but it's all muscle.
All right. So we'll call you back in for The Answer Is. And we like to have our first guest join us here today. And we'll go start with Michelle. Come on over, Michelle. All right. I hope everybody can, while we transition here, Michelle's going to get on the airwaves. Can everybody, do we have audio coming through? Sometimes we get on the air and we're trying to run the OBS and everything and stuff. Let us know. Holler if you hear us. Is that what they say? Holler if you hear me and stuff. Yeah. Okay. All right. So welcome. Give us your introduction.
Well, good morning, everybody. My name is Michelle Parker. I work for Ho Chunk Community Development Corporation. I am a community coordinator. I've been working for the organization since 2003. Oh my gosh. So that'll be 20 years in May.
Right. Me and you used to be co-workers. Remember?
Yeah.
HCCDC used to be down at Walt Hill. They used to have an office down at Walt Hill. And we started Woodland Trails and everything and stuff. But anyways, so you've been there for a while?
Yeah, I've been there for, almost 20 years. So
and in that time, have you seen a lot of transformations, a lot of changes? And you guys are not down on Walt Hill anymore. Where are you guys at?
We're actually located in the Ho Chunk Village in the second level of the Woodland Trails building. The Woodland Trails used to be a art retail center that has closed, I believe, in 2010 or 11.
Yeah.
It's been closed for a while, so I don't think we'll have any more anything like that again. We still get a lot of calls about, hey, is your shop still open? I'm like, we haven't been open for a while. I'm sorry, but I point them into other local area places like that, like, down the street and then in Walt Hill. So.
For sure. Awesome. And you are here today to talk about?
I'm here to talk to you about Ho Chunk Community Development and Ho Chunk Community Capital Corporations are hosting what we call a community shred event. And what that basically is for local businesses, community members, anybody who really has a lot of paper items to shred. I know we have a lot of old mail. If you're anything like how my mom used to be, you probably have boxes and boxes of old mail.
Yeah.
And just some of it is just personal information that just needs to be rid of. And this is free and open to the community. We are going to have, basically what it is they have a big shredder machine that's in the back of a big truck, and you just bring your paper goods, and he's got containers sitting out. You just pour your paper goods in there, and he'll just dump them in this thing, and it just shreds. And we're doing that from next Tuesday, November 8th, 9:30 a.m. to 1:30 p.m. The easiest way I could explain is if you go behind the Woodland Trails building, between Woodland Trails and where the Warrior Apartments are in that parking lot, pull up there. The truck will be there, and we'll have you can see, like when you pull up back there, you'll see the guy back there in the containers and everything. But I do want to point out some important information, though. Paper items only. So there is no metal or plastic. So you know how sometimes, especially the old school plastic binders that you can do here. Take those off. Anything else with that should be okay. Anything paper, cardstock, but no cardboard boxes. And just make sure you remove all your paper clips, metal clasps. They say, I would just remove all staples. They say the industrial staples they won't do. They said smaller staples, just, the ones used in the office are okay, but I would just remove all metal just to make sure. And it's just, it's something for the community. I know that we have a lot of paper, being that we're a nonprofit organization, we do a lot of federal and state grants, and we have to keep files for a certain number of years. Well, some every year, we get more files, more paper, so we just kind of keep track of that. And if we feel like we need to do any shredding, we'll just include everybody in the community. Why not?
Definitely. That's and make sure you stay safe on your documents and opportunity to kind of. We probably have a lot of newspapers, old newspapers that we could probably bring over and
people's photos of their exes can go on there too.
Yeah. If you need to do that, now's the time.
November 8th. Get your documents ready.
So let's talk about HCCDC. What else do you guys do?
Well, we do a lot of things. I know we have, let me see, if you really want to, we're a nonprofit organization, 501c3 in the state of Nebraska. We have our own board of directors. We are a legally separate entity from Ho Chunk Incorporated. I know that gets mixed up a lot. People like, oh, whatever, they call for somebody who doesn't work for our office. We do a lot of contracting with the Winnebago tribe and other entities in the community to apply for grants. One of our biggest partners is the Winnebago tribe. They're a really good partner. We're not about reinventing wheels. We are here to enhance the spokes, repair some pieces, just make it roll a little bit better. We also do, we have our subsidiary nonprofit, Ho Chunk Community Capital Corporation. They handle a lot of the small business loans, personal loans. Right now, I think they're working with the farmers market vendors. And I really encourage you to, if you missed it this summer, contact Tu Sharpback or Tony Wood about just becoming a vendor for the farmers market next summer, because there's a lot of good opportunities, I think, for people locally to be a part of that. And, just get involved in the community stuff. We're a small community, and if, get your craft out there, or if you're doing gardens and whatever you're doing, whatever you want to get out to the community, that would be a good place to start.
Wow. Ho Chunk Community Capital. So there's HCI Capital, right?
Don't confuse that with Ho Chunk Capital.
Okay.
They call that Ho Chunk Capital. We're Ho Chunk Community Capital Corporation, and we are a Native American CDFI.
What's a CDFI?
Crap, you're putting me on the spot here. Community Development Financial Institution, I believe, or certified something. I'm sorry, you're gonna have to look that up.
Sorry,
CDFI.
Sounds right to me.
Yeah, we'll forever know after this and stuff. But
I think if you look on the website, if you go to the Ho Chunk Community Capital Corporation website, I know it's still under construction in some areas, but it mentions what a CDFI is. And
that's cool. Yeah, so you guys helped out like Hey Girls, and then this guy here that probably does some artwork, and so
Salsa.
Yeah, they have salsa, and then home ownership, it says here. Your staff over there is looks like Tony Wood, financial services coordinator. So
and Tu Sharpback, she's also a part of the farmers market, food sovereignty task force things that they have there. There's a lot of good things that are coming out of that, but I think it's still starting, and it needs to be more. I think a stronger foundation should be built around that before we start going willy-nilly in the community. I think there's a lot of things that, I guess, administrative wise that need to be tacked down.
And then home ownership, talk about that a little bit. I just seen that there was really cool, our good friend Sunshine, she got some assistance, and there's I know there was the $75,000 that, and then also some kind of match or something.
Okay, so I know a little bit. I used to help with the down payment assistance. The down payment assistance is afforded to Winnebago tribal members, and depending on I guess I'm not really sure if they go by income level, but just depending on what's available for the applicants, you are eligible for up to 75,000.
Cool.
It's really up to, the board, and they, or whatever committee that goes through the applications. They have to go through an approval process. In order to even meet that approval process, it's up to you as the applicant to attain a lot of the required information from a lending organization. For example, you have to get I want to say pre-qualification notification. There is also, you have to verify your tribal enrollment, make sure, hey, I'm a tribal member and I'm applying. There's some other things, with the application just for down payment assistance that need to be attained as well. And if you speak to Tony Wood, he can give you all the details. The match part is what they call, I forget what program it's called, but it's I don't know if you're familiar with the IDA Individual Development Account.
Is that kind of like the house savings account?
A little bit. It's like a health savings account, but it's specifically for anything but health. Well, you could probably use it for health, but the IDA is really, you make a deposit and you show that you're making a deposit, whatever you're agreeing to. Say, I say, hey, I'm signed up to deposit $100 a month for 12 months.
Yeah.
There's a 4-to-1 match to that.
Okay.
So that's what, $1,200 times 4. That's what you get.
Nice.
For individual. And not like that for all IDAs, but I know
Yeah.
this one is like a 4-to-1 match.
That is cool. That is cool. So if I have a business loan idea, I need to go over and see Tony Wood, right?
Yes.
Okay. Now, if I need some documents to shred, let's talk about your job a little bit. You know what I mean? Like, what does it all entail besides document shredding and
Jack of all trades, master of none.
Hey, did you dress up as Shredder for Halloween this time? No, I'm just like.
Oh, let me see. If you really, I really started at HCCDC. I didn't plan to work there this long. I was just like, I'm gonna make some money for college, and I'm gonna go back to college, and I ended up staying there.
Yeah, you started out as the office assistant?
I started out as like a part-time receptionist.
Started out
in 2003, and for some reason, the executive director took a chance on me and just start, just kind of tacked on more responsibility. And here I am today. I got my first actual grant project in 2006. And from there, I just started doing my own projects, community. And, the reason why I stayed was because I noticed that, there was a lady that wasn't from Winnebago writing grants for a community that I grew up in. And I'm like, you know what? Why can't I do something like that?
Yeah,
So I was like, it's a community that I know. I mean, I don't, it changes every so often. The community changes, and I'm not saying the people change. I think it's more of like, I'm really big on, so my position, I ended up, what I am now is a community projects coordinator. And one of the things I focus on are, if you look on our website, there's like a mission statement and all that stuff. Well, my projects are more like quality of life. So we do a lot of economic development types of things. But the quality of life, I think, is more associated with the human part of our community, which I think is the most important.
Yeah.
People think community development is just building buildings, building houses, sidewalks, making better streets. But without those buildings, without keeping those homes nice, without utilizing the streets, the any kind of infrastructure that you have in the community, you need people. And those people need to be well to take care of their homes, to go to the jobs, to just be the life of the community. And I think it's really important to invest in our human part of our community. And that's where most of my work goes into right now. I'm focusing on HCCDC, which is Ho Chunk Community Development Corporation. We have a contract with a foundation called Nebraska Children and Families Foundation, and I am a community coordinator to kind of help drive some of their initiatives. And one of them is community well-being, which is where and I'm going to come back on another in the future sometime to talk about community well-being and community response. And their main focus is children and families and prevention of them entering the child welfare system, the local child welfare system.
Yeah. Okay. We have a question here. We want to make sure that you might know this answer, you might not, but we'll find out. Can that down payment assistance be used in a different state?
The down payment assistance I am aware of is only within the exterior boundaries of the Winnebago Indian Reservation. So if you are not building anywhere on the reservation, you are not eligible for that.
And we have Ho Chunk Village 2.0 that if you're interested in coming back, and you know what I mean, that was one of the things that was a big initiative between the council as well as HCI and HCCDCs, more homes so that people can stay here, take advantage of that assistance, and build their home here.
And promoting home ownership.
Yeah.
You know, we have a lot of the governmental subsidized housing where if you own your home, you can start investing into your own property.
Yeah.
I know in the Ho Chunk Village and 2.0 is what they call fee land, so you'll be paying taxes on that land. But I know out by Thunder Way and Big Winnebago Lane, that's trust land, and I know you don't have to pay taxes, but you do own the house. So
Right.
I'm sure you get lifetime use of that property.
For sure. All righty. So appreciate you coming on. Is there any shout outs, anything else that we want to make mention that we'll make sure get over the airwaves?
Well, I want to put a plug in everybody's ear. Building Courageous Families. Just remember that, because I'm going to come talk about it later.
Building Courageous Families.
Yes.
Okay.
I like it.
And that's a project, right?
It's actually a collaborative group that is comprised of right now local service providers in the community. Little Priest, Manoj is a part of that.
Yeah.
Human Services. I'm trying to capture almost everybody. I have to build my team more.
Yeah.
But it's really about just trying to focus on our children and families. Just let's knock down our glass walls, our silos, and start like talking like it's talking about having hard conversations.
Yeah.
You know, there's a lot of things in not just our community, but in the nation, in the state. You know, I mean, let's stop sugarcoating things and let's get down to the nitty gritty and start healing ourselves.
Heck yeah, that's awesome.
With
Let's go. You know what I mean? So thank you for coming on. I'm gonna have you sit right there. You're gonna be joining us here today.
Okay.
Trisha, Little Priest Tribal College. Aaron, come on up. All right, and Jordana, can you guys maybe give us a preview of what we'll be doing for the Winnebago on the News this upcoming issue?
Yeah, for sure. So I know last week we had the community cleanup. So I got with the EPD program. So we're gonna sort of talk about that event and the importance of keeping our environment clean and all that. And also the fighter Carlos Trinidad, I'm doing an interview with him today.
Dang.
Yeah, so he's got a bare knuckles fight coming up. So I'm gonna get the lowdown on that. And
Sounds fun.
Yeah.
so hopefully get a press pass. No, I'm just kidding.
I did have a question. People get your pens and paper ready and stuff, but if they wanted to find out more information, especially for those that are listening over the airwaves and stuff, maybe cruising down the road, where can they find more information about Ho Chunk Community Development Corporation?
We do have a Facebook page, Ho Chunk Community Development Corporation. Ho Chunk Community Capital Corporation also has a Facebook page. Website, you can visit the website. I think they both have links to the Facebook, the social medias.
Okay.
But people right now are using Facebook. I know at some point Tony wants to maybe do a podcast at some point. I'm not really sure.
All right, come on over,
So-
Tony. That's what I'm talking about.
I'll let him know.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, we'd like to introduce our next guest here, and go ahead and step up to the microphone and give us your introduction, if you would, please.
I'm Aaron Porber. I'm the recruitment specialist at Little Priest Tribal College.
Welcome, Aaron. Thank you for coming up.
And I'm Trisha Wagner. I'm the Director of Student Services.
I'm going to have you do that again, Trisha. I'm sorry, I had you on mute. Go ahead, try it again.
Okay. I'm Trisha Wagner. I'm the Director of Student Services.
All right. Well, welcome, Little Priest Tribal College.
Thank
Yes,
you.
we just had an article, Winnebago on the
Yeah.
News. So if you have opportunity, make sure you go to the website, WinnebagoTribe.com, and check out that article. And you folks are here to tell us about some cool events that are happening and some cool programs. So take it away.
So on November 9th, what we're going to do, we
A
have
day after the Shred event.
Yeah.
Yours is November 8th and then November 9th.
Yeah,
Okay.
busy week. So what we want to do, we haven't ever done this, but we partnered with W.I.N State College. We're really trying to promote higher education. And so W.I.N State will also have representatives from their college. We'll have Little Priest, we'll have Manoj there, Aaron, myself. And what we're going to do is kind of talk a little bit about higher education at Little Priest, at W.I.N State, and then also to really promote and just talk about the Native American College Tuition Award. And so what that means is if you graduate from Little Priest Tribal College, you can transfer to W.I.N State College, you can apply. And our graduates receive free tuition at W.I.N State. So they really want to be there to kind of talk about how they want to support our graduates from Little Priest and what they can offer at Wayne State College, because it is a transition to go from Little Priest Tribal College to Wayne State. So, and we also have Carmelita Lertray. She's going to be there to speak about her experience. We're going to have a meal as well. So we're encouraging high school students, we're encouraging family, parents, and even adults who want to maybe look at going back to college. We're just encouraging all ages to attend. And then we will have a panel at the end of people who have graduated from Little Priest and Wayne State College from the community. So we'll have like Cassie Kitchian will be there. We'll have Terry Medina, and others who are going to be on this panel. And you can ask any questions, ask them. And that's what we kind of really want it to be, is bring any question. Don't hesitate at all, because we, again, we're a 2-year school, but what we're really trying to promote is to continue on to get your bachelor's degree. So
Right on. That is awesome. And so this is November 9th at Whirling Thunder Community Center.
yes.
Okay,
Yep.
at the gymnasium. Free meal.
Yes.
So if anything, come down and get yourself a meal and find out some good information. I went to school at Wayne State.
Yeah.
Me too.
Yeah, and it's a great school, just right over the river, the dirt road.
Yep.
I'm still waiting for that thing to get paved.
Over the Corn River.
Yeah, for real, you know what I mean? I threw my car in the ditch a couple times on the way over there.
Oh,
but-
I've been on a couple wrecks on that road too.
Yeah, so.
And over some nails.
Yeah, for sure. One time I was cruising home, it was late. I think we got done DJing and unloaded the stuff, and then I started heading back to college, and I hit the bridge right before the pavement. You remember that
Yeah.
bridge right there?
Yeah.
Boom! And my car went dead.
Oh my god.
And I was in the middle of nowhere. It was like midnight, you know what I mean? And what happened is my fuel pump must have just unlatched or something like that, but I needed a new fuel pump, and I was in the
You have
middle
to
of
jump on them sheep.
pretty much and stuff. But anyways, graduated 2004. When did you graduate?
I just graduated.
Oh, cool.
In May.
Yeah, congratulations. Awesome.
I went back after so many years because I've been working. So
Yeah.
yeah, I did classes, online classes.
You got your
finished
degree
up.
in
Business administration.
nice. So project lead, and yeah, then definitely put that to
Yep.
to use and stuff.
Heck yeah.
Yeah, I started out as an art major, and I looked at critique. Remember Jordana in college critique day? You put your
Yeah.
paintings up there, and I was like, man, I'm gonna be a
All
starving
scared.
artist compared to everybody else. I was like, oh, so I redefined it. I went into graphic design and marketing, and yeah, it was pretty good and stuff. But Aaron, how's it going up there?
It is going good, and just want to touch a little bit about the event again. I know as natives, trying to find the scholarships to go on, getting the free tuition with Little Priest, and then getting the free tuition with Wayne State College. A lot of people in America are in debt and
Yeah.
having to use resources to try to get out of debt, or just pay your way out of debt. This is a really nice way to get your degrees. So
For sure.
yeah, I'm always pushing that with students. Winnebago High School, the community members. I think this is a really good deal, and you want to learn more information about it. Get to see people who are doing it, who have done it, and it's a great opportunity for the community here in Winnebago. So
That's cool.
I would
Yeah.
highly encourage you to come to this. I mean, you're getting a free meal.
Yeah, yeah, if anything.
and you get to see some pretty cool people. So
A sense of community, you know what I mean?
Absolutely.
That's what we're kind of coming back out of the pandemic events, and a lot of events were virtual and whatnot. We got asked to do a conference, a behavioral health conference up there in North Sioux City, and that's what they were saying. They were saying, hey, people are starting to come back, but not everybody feels safe yet. You know what I mean? But the sense of community, they had the masquerade Saturday night. Did you get to go, Jordana?
I did not.
Yeah. Did you?
I didn't get to go either.
Yeah, great turnout, they said,
Really?
and everything. I didn't have a chance to go myself. And
I
stuff.
was at the Behavioral Health Summit though.
Yeah, it was good. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
it
And
was a good summit.
and we learned a lot,
Yes.
and they asked us to stream it and stuff, and just sitting there streaming it, we was like, wow, this is a good program. The mental well-being and everything. Coach, You know, I first met Aaron when I was the MC. I used to broadcast the games for Little Priest Tribal College, and he was the coach at
Minnesota West.
Minnesota West. Yeah, you guys had a good team. Came down, and that's when I first met him. Are you still doing any coaching?
On the side, I'm coaching players individually. So
good.
if they ask me to coach them, so I'm a coach for hire, if you will.
Oh,
to,
yeah.
To train.
Cool.
But other than that, waiting for the next opportunity.
Yeah.
Would you volunteer for youth events?
Absolutely would.
Awesome.
Yeah.
What age group do you
I've
prefer?
coached every grade,
Ooh.
all the way up to college. So.
And you yourself used to love the game of the basketball and stuff? I mean, like,
Yeah.
did you go to state or anything? Or?
Did I go to state? I played at Red Cloud High School.
Uh-huh.
Red Cloud would occasionally make it to the state tournament. So I didn't go the years that we were there, that I was in high school. So but
as far as like maybe our listeners are thinking about getting into coaching and stuff, what's the most rewarding thing about coaching?
Seeing players develop and become the best people that they could be, using athletics as an avenue to become, better people.
Let's see here, Minnesota West.
Yeah.
It's a non-native kind of college and stuff.
yeah.
Little Priest is a majority native, enrolled and whatnot and stuff. But you made it. You know what I mean? Like you can coach in that secondary, that how do they call it? The next level collegiate athletics and stuff. So if you have an opportunity, make sure you hit them up. And where can we kind of find some more information about you?
Just the Little Priest website. You can email me, call me. My phone number is listed there. So just call the college and ask for Aaron.
Okay.
And they'll connect up. So
Native American History Month, Indigenous Peoples Month, is November traditionally and stuff. Cassie, we got to get her on.
Mm-hmm.
We have to bring her up here, Aaron. Make sure she comes up. Do you guys have any events scheduled in honor of Native American History Month?
I think what we're doing is basically kind of partnering with all of the community events going on, and promoting those with our students, and so.
Okay.
So
cool.
yeah.
All right. Any shout outs? Anything else you guys want to make mention? And if not, November 9th, the community event in Meal, Whirling Thunder Gym. And W.I.N state representatives.
I have a question that people are probably wondering.
Sure.
What are you guys serving?
There you go.
chicken. Always chicken.
Can't lose with that.
Yeah.
Good stuff.
And we also, I'll share too, are going to have a session where you can kind of give us information. So we just kind of want to learn more on how to support students and just people with higher education. So, and I think it's just good that we have W.I.N state representatives coming to town as well, just so they can kind of get to know more people and just talk about this great experience. So any age, high school, adults, we encourage families to attend with any high school students too. So
awesome. So here's another question that everybody's probably wondering: how did trick or treating go for you guys? Did you guys do good, or what was you guys dressed up as this year? Anything?
Well, I didn't dress up for Halloween. We had our party at work.
Okay. And you didn't dress up?
I did. I was Salt and Pepper. So, and
I just had a glow mask with a cape. So
A glow mask with a cape.
I look like a villain, maybe.
Okay. All right. So,
yeah.
So the rap duo, Salt and Pepper?
Yeah.
Or was it actually Nisku and...
I had a blonde wig.
That's cool. That's awesome.
I was just a greasy Indian myself. Every day.
Me too.
Well, thanks, Little Priest Tribal College. We got your website up, and littlepriest.edu for those that are listening. So thank you, Trisha.
Thank you.
Can I add one thing?
Yeah, for sure.
So I just want to give a shout out to the staff and the faculty at Little Priest. When I first got to Little Priest, it was not knowing what to expect when you're going in. I was excited to work at a tribal college.
Yeah.
But what I've seen was the staff connect with students, and I don't know how it's been in the past, but I hear more and more that the students love the staff. They love coming in. They love how the staff really connects with them and how nice they are.
Yeah.
So I think there's a lot of good things happening at Little Priest, and for those people who maybe haven't had that in the past, come up and see us. Come up and visit us. Let me give you a tour. Even if you live in town or come from Sioux City or wherever, just let me give you a tour, introduce you to people, and you can see some of the changes that are happening. And they're for the better. And I think with this opportunity with Wayne State, I mean, you're looking at going up to all the way up to Wayne State and getting a bachelor's degree, pretty much tuition free, and you're looking at minimal to no debt to do that.
Take advantage of that because I'm in debt.
Yes.
For real.
Yes.
Awesome. Thanks, Aaron. Thanks,
Thank
Trisha.
you.
Thank
Appreciate
you.
you guys.
Thank you guys.
All right. So Little Priest Travel College. They also have a great community ed program.
Oh yeah, speaking of, since you brought that up, they're actually having archery tomorrow. I believe that's being hosted by Angel Decor Museum and LPTC Community Ed. Archery from 4:30 to 6:30, and I believe that's at the farmers market.
Cool.
Yeah.
So, hey, if you have an opportunity, make sure you take advantage of it. We don't never know when the next pandemic's going to hit, a world, whatever and stuff. We need to get our young folks, gals and boys, trained on how to use that bow and arrow. You know what I mean? So, good opportunity. Come on over if you have an opportunity to do that. And did you say the time on that?
Yeah, 4:30 to 6:30.
All right, 4:30 to 6:30. Okay. Next up, we'd like to introduce our guest. Come on over. Yep. Okay, well, welcome, and go ahead and give us your introduction.
Hello, Mdakuye Tate Dopa W.I.N Macha Peak Stove. My name is Sunrose Ironshell. I am Sijangu in Oglala, Lakota, and I'm glad to be around all my Winnebagos.
Yes.
Shout out, love. I've been living here for a whole year now, and the community's been really welcoming.
Cool.
So, thank you.
Yeah, and so what do you do, Sunrose?
Ooh, I'm an artist. I used to be a high school art teacher, and in St. Francis in Rosebud. I came to the game the other day when St. Francis came. And we didn't do too good, but Winnebago did great. And so I decided to basically be a full-time artist.
What's your favorite medium?
Ooh, I am a ledger artist.
Yeah.
So I actually the recent book that I just acquired, it has a sticker. It says "Made in Sioux City." So in the 1800s, there was some ledger paper mill here, and it's like all wrapped up in leather, and they're quite big pieces. My most recent piece was of a woman with the red handprint. And I've actually seen that around because I've been at a few powwows, vending at the powwows, and so it's good to see my art around.
Yeah.
It feels good. It feels really good.
Awesome. I love her shirt. Did you read it, Jordana? It says, if I can't wear moccasins, don't invite me.
Nice.
That's perfect.
I need that.
Way to kick off November, right?
I got my moccasins on.
Yeah, there you go.
Nice.
We have to get an up-close shot of that and stuff. Hey, you have an event coming up. Can you tell us a little bit more about that?
Yes, I've been very holding back because last time I was on the radio show, I wanted to tell you guys about it.
Yeah.
It is a documentary film called Women of the White Buffalo.
Okay.
We just released in April.
Wow.
And we are available live streaming, well, not live, but streaming on Vudu, Google Play, iTunes, and Amazon.
Nice.
Wow. Okay.
Huge platforms.
We have a preview here. Do you want to kind of give us the introduction of the trailer, or do you want to do the you sent us two links. One of a poem. You want to do that one first, or do you want to do the trailer?
Well, let's do the trailer first.
Okay, so we're going to watch a trailer here, folks, and if you have an opportunity, make sure you tune in. But this is the Women of the White Buffalo. For those that are on the radio airwaves, you can find this information where at?
On our Facebook page, Women of the White Buffalo, but then also on our website, womenofthewhitebuffalo.com.
Okay, here we go.
The Great Spirit, the Four Directions, and the Mother Earth, all our ancestor spirits, the White Buffalo Calf Woman, thank you for the gift of who we are.
When you step onto our land, you're no longer in the United States. You're in Lakota territory.
Helping our people, learning who they are, using those things that we still have before we lose them. That's our responsibility.
You haven't learned all of our cultural ways until you've learned an understanding, our values, our true spiritual ways.
We heal through conversation, we heal through connection, we heal through our culture. The solution is going to come from hearts of the women coming together to heal.
We need to call the spirit of our children back. Tiwahe Yagloa, you are going to take your generation forward.
I'm a Native American Lakota woman. I'm a strong woman, and I found myself through my culture, through my family, through the children. We have a choice. It's up to you.
So I want to read the synopsis. An ancient native matriarchal society has been upended by centuries of genocide and colonialism. This has resulted in culturally sabotaged and isolated communities that are in a constant struggle to save what remains of their sacred identity. The Lakota women living on the Pine Ridge and Rosebud Indian reservations in South Dakota are rising up against the forces that continue to suppress them. By preserving and protecting their ancestral values and wisdom, they provide a source of hope to their people. With exclusive access to the lives of 9 women ranging in age from 10 to 98, we explore powerful testimonials of loss and survival as we gain insight into an experience of a modern-day Indigenous American living on the Indian reservation. Gripping historical accounts and startling, timely statistics guide viewers down the path that has led to these present-day conditions.
Wow.
Nice.
That is cool. And you also did a poem for this
Yeah.
documentary?
So there are 9 women, and the director was kind of on a mission and trying to find these age categories.
Yeah.
And so I was the 30-year-old, and they hadn't found a 30-year-old. And I was at Braveheart Society with the grandmas, and I used to do poetry in high school.
Yeah.
I used to have like spoken word class, and I haven't done that in a long time until after Standing Rock happened, and especially I Don't Know More, like all those movements, and kind of just seeing them on my Facebook and not really being a part of it, I had to express some emotions. So I wrote a poem about MMIW, about how we are invisible, how I myself feel invisible. And every time there is a missing woman and you read about her, it sounds like me. And so I wrote the poem, and we were at Braveheart Society, and I got up in front of all the grandmas, and I was like, I just want to try something out. I just wrote this. This is my first time coming back out.
Yeah.
So I read it to the grandmas, and they loved it. And the film director was able to link me into the film. And she said, you're my 30-year-old that I've been needing.
Wow.
And so that's how I got in the film. So I was way after everybody else, and so I didn't really have too much input until the very end. And now I'm almost the voice of the film, doing a lot of Q&As. And our matriarch, 2 of the ladies had passed away. So Carol Iron Rope Herrera, she was the matriarch of the film that got us all us women together. And because she was doing it, I was like, okay, Auntie's in the film. Okay, I'm going to do it. Because the film director is not native. She is actually Caribbean Indian.
Wow.
And so I turned around and I said, you're actually the first Indian.
Yeah.
You are Indian. And so she also rediscovered her own lineage. And now she's starting to call herself Indigenous. So that's Deborah Anderson. And she has she went to boarding school in Britain. In London somewhere. So her accent, so she sounds like a white lady.
Yeah.
So all the Indian ladies were like, no, we're not doing it. We're not doing it. So she had to rub up, get to know us. And then we were able to talk to her. So they came and they filmed me at the high school in St. Francis. And I was able to talk a lot about our students. And artists are supposed to be a mirror image.
Yeah.
So I said what I said and I mean it. But basically, I feel like our high school students and our youth should be more inclined to be about their culture. And when I went to go teach at the Indian school, I found out that wasn't the case. That they would rather be assimilated, and there's no value in our Indian ways. And even in the school system, I would fight to be like, why can't we do this and we should do this? Well, it's art class. Art is the foundation to everything. Don't tell me you can't do, put science in art, you can't put astrology in art. And so I always fought. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to be an artist now.
There you go. Walk the walk. You know what I mean?
And with the film coming out, good thing too, because I've been able to not have that job, to be able to go to these different venues and be on these panel discussions.
Cool.
Which will lead us to the Orpheum on the 20th, November 20th, here in Sioux City.
Mark your date. Mark your calendars.
And that'll be at 4 o'clock, and it is free $99.
Okay.
I can't really say that. But
what day is that on? Is that on a Saturday?
That is a Sunday.
Oh, Sunday. Shoot.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sunday at the Orpheum, and so I'm gonna dress up all nice and be all smancy.
Yeah.
And then afterwards we have a panel discussion.
Okay.
And what we've learned with the film is, because all of us women were going to these different venues and being on the panel, and the main question from the audience is, well, how do we help? How do we help the indigenous community? And my answers are really broad. And so what we've learned is to reach out and grab someone from the local community and pull them on stage to the panel.
Oh, okay.
And then when those questions come, I could turn to well, here I have so-and-so, and they are your local indigenous person. Help them.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so I will have Trisha Ettringer, who is on the inclusion committee of Sioux City, and she's doing a lot.
Cool.
And if anybody knows how the outside community could help our indigenous community, it's Trisha. And then I'll also be having Mulaney Stoneman come. And she deals a lot with trauma and MMIW. She co-founded the Sanish Scouts, who go look for the relatives. I believe they are getting a cadaver dog as well. And so that is one grassroots organizations that families can call and be like, hey, can you come look? And they will get all their resources together, bring their dogs, and they will put on a big search. And they've actually found some really big cases. And so I'll bring in her on to speak about that. Cool. And I'm just basically, speaking about the artwork. And there's a lot of issues. Like, I do want to do a trigger warning, because we talk about, of course, the boarding schools and some testimonies about that, human trafficking and sex trafficking. But what really comes down to it is, at the end, we talk about all these issues, but there's never been a way that it sews them all together for the outside community. Because there'll be a film, it'll be about MMIW, but it's not linking it to the pipelines, or it's not linking it to extraction or jurisdiction or anything. But in this film, the writers and the filmmakers, they did a really good job about getting all the best, most current, up-to-date statistics. And we actually started or ended filming on the 2019. And because of COVID, we couldn't release it. And so we held back, and then we released it in April. And it's been a journey. And so we've been doing the social media pages, and because I'm just gonna say it, but the outside world still believes we don't exist.
Wow.
So even in 2022, I'm getting white people in the audience being like, wow, I never knew you Indians were still alive. So it's like, dang, 2022, okay, here we go, let's rewind it.
I've had those same kinds of conversations before, and one of the things that I wanted to point out is last Monday, actually a week ago, I did a presentation for one of the foundations that I work with, and it was just a basic just maybe like a 5-minute history. Part of my presentation was maybe 3-minute history about the relocation of Winnebago, the Winnebago tribe. And, you know, I talked a little, it really was talking about present day, but I had to go into the history part of it. And to me, I was kind of like, to me, it's common knowledge because I already know, you know, I mean, we were taught about our, you know, if you really want to know about your people, just, you know, read about it or ask somebody a question. And everybody was like, oh yeah, that was a good job, you know. I'm just like, but you know, I was surprised how many people really didn't know. Like, I was like, if you just go read a book. And I even recommended, you know, the book, The Winnebago Tribe, you know, because it talks about all the relocation, everything. And so there was some things there. But I remember, you know, when you were talking about when I first went to, you know, college over in Wayne, it was, I and I'm sure you got the same questions.
Yeah,
like,
for sure.
Do you guys get free money? That was like the main thing. I'm like, no. I was like, I wish I did.
Where's the line?
Tell me where you got that from.
Where do you get in line?
Just last Friday. No, I'm just like, with the economic recovery payment.
But they were saying from the federal government, like on a monthly basis, and I'm like, I just like shut them down.
Yeah,
like,
I know what you're talking
on my own
about.
accord.
I toured with the American Indian Dance Theater. We did a tour on the East Coast. And we did these colleges and these nice, beautiful theaters. And Kevin Locke, who passed away recently, was our hoop dancer. But after we would go meet the audience, and seriously, they would say the same thing. We didn't know you guys were still around. You know what I mean? Like, what are we, 1%, 1.5% of the population? So, it's huge that we get this word out. And especially... I know there's a whole movement between MMIR and MMIW and everything. So, the poem. Let me back up here a little bit. The title of this documentary is called
Women of the White Buffalo.
Let's talk about that here.
Ooh, yes.
So, White Buffalo. I mean, why would the title and why?
Well, being Sioux from Dakota, Lakota, Nakota, the Ocheti Shakoi, our prophet is the White Buffalo calf woman who brought us the sacred ceremonies. And because we are living those ways still, the Chinoopa ways, and trying to strive towards a better life, but then dealing and being pushed down, right, with society, that name just kept coming back to the director and also Carol Iron Rope Herrera, and that they were just like, yep, that's our name. And then that also holds us accountable in, you know, getting the film out and all these Q&As and panel discussions, holds us accountable to be those Lakota women, to aspire to be a woman of the White Buffalo and for our people. Right. And so that was a really powerful video or name to name us. And a lot of the aunties, like in the beginning, the aunties would, you know, earlier you guys were saying Indians like to critique. Yeah. And all the aunties loved it. Good. We didn't get any pushback from the name, and they were like, you know, that's right. And so that made us feel good that we didn't get any pushback, and everybody's like, go forth. And whenever I'm around any of the aunties, I'm like, you know, I do these panel discussions. What would you like me to say? I'm always trying to reference back to the aunties, the grandmas, you know, what do you want me to say when I'm up there? And it's been really cool learning different stories. I've learned a lot of MMIW stories, and I've learned some really famous ones that started jurisdictions, and so I feel we could do a part 2, like men of the White Buffalo. There you go. My companion, Menape Lemire, when we first got to see the film, the good thing, so a documentary is where the director and the film crew come in and document your story and then leave. Yeah. And then they edit their own story. Yeah. But here it was not like that. And so I just like bravo to the film crew for understanding. Yeah. Because we were like, you cannot harvest our stories. And so they came back each edit. Every time there was a new edit, they're like, what do you think? And so all of us women had a say in what we didn't want to be shown, and etc. And at the end of it, I know my companion, he was really upset. And he felt like, as men, that where are all the Indian men? Like, where are all the Indian men stepping up for our women? Yeah. And so taking those feelings, I do want to work on another documentary to talk about the men, and uplift our men, because it's not just our men that go missing. And in South Dakota, one of those first cases were of young boys. And so I always remember that in my prayers, and always remember when I talk about MMIW to mention the men, because I want to bring the men back.
Yeah.
And that's a big part of being the backbone and holding everybody together. And so going forward, you know, we do want to work on other projects. But I know the film director, she has moved on to another film with Eve Ansler. So Eve Ansler did the Vagina Monologues. And she is actually one of the names on our film, our big producers, co-producer backers. And then there's a few like well-known people that sponsored us, and one of them is The Edge from U2, and I haven't met them yet. These like famous people that are on our credits.
Hey, when you get famous like that, let us know, and we'll come join you and stuff. But when you want to do the interview with YouTube, hey, have them come to the studio. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
that'd be cool.
Real quick, Sunshine, can you join us? Come on over here. We have Sunshine Thomas Bear from the Angel Decor Museum, and I think this is an important discussion. I was just telling Michelle here, you know, there's a lot of times Little Priests and all these programs come, and we hear the good word, but we need to connect. You know what I mean? Like you said, we need to connect and stuff. And so, Sunshine, I'm glad that you are here, and appreciate you joining us here. And condolences to you and your family and everything and stuff. But Sunrose here is talking about a documentary called The Women
of the White Buffalo.
The White Buffalo, and November 20th is going to take place at the Orpheum at 4 p.m.
At 4 p.m.
And then afterwards, they're going to have a panel discussion.
Yeah.
But you did mention something that Manape was kind of saying, like, hey, we should do a part 2, do the men, and kind of connecting those dots and stuff. And it made me think of Sunshine here, because we had this discussion before that, you know, the men were taking away their rights. You know, you go back and they were taking away their hunting. They were used to provide for the family and do all kind of, and then when they put on the reservation, they weren't able to do that. And so depression and all that, you know, historical trauma happened. And then you have some men that don't know how to raise kids. And, you know, it's just kind of a cycle. They go to boarding school and whatnot, you know what I mean? And I know that you did kind of a boarding school kind of documentary. And there's some stuff going on in Genoa. Jordana went down there, and we're still looking for our relatives. And I think they're going to be, you mentioned a cadaver dog, and kind of there was a hit down there. So I just wanted to kind of include you in here and stuff, you know what I mean? But I appreciate you being here. How you doing?
I'm good.
Yeah. And with Angel Decora, I know that here today you have some events probably that will be coming up for.
Yeah, I think I sent it. Jordana was talking about it just a bit ago.
The archery
tomorrow.
Excuse me. Yeah.
All right. And you know, one of the things, I think, you know, if we can kind of maybe collaborate, or maybe I know this is a good resource here for you two. And you mentioned, you know, the director being the real Indian that's who they're looking for. No, I'm just playing. But you have a poem here, and do you want to kind of give us the introduction to that?
Yes, there is a archaeological chanupa, or a pipe bowl. And it's called Not Afraid to Look. And they used to send messages with those pipe bowls, or the pipe stem, the bowl. And so it was at a time when the foreigners had such a big eagle and a big head, and all the Indians were scared to look at them. And so whenever they came in the community, it was just like they were just taking over. And so this one Indian man, so it's the bull is a big head representing the government, and then this small man, and he's just sitting there, legs crossed, and he's sitting there and he's looking at it. So not afraid to look. The Indians are not afraid to look at the oppressor. But now it's flipped, and the oppressor is afraid and does not want to look at us. Okay. And so they are afraid to look at us. But I was inspired by that man's courage to be in that chanupa bowl, to encourage all the other Indians to look at what's going on. So with this film, it's like we are looking at the wound. We're going to examine the wound. We're going to rip it right open for everybody to see. And that's how we heal. That's how we can understand what is wrong with the wound so that we can heal. And so now Americans do not want to look at us. They are afraid to look at us. They don't want to put us into any statistics because that'll remind them of the wound that they created. So the more we can all open our eyes and look at the wound, the more we can start the healing process. And that's where I want to get to. The healing process, I don't want to necessarily make all the white people feel bad and feel guilty. And they come up to me and they cry and they shake my hand and they apologize. And I was like, well, that does not mean anything. You're not, just because you apologize to one Indian does not make it right. But then they are walking away kind of like, the whole life is like lifted off their shoulders, right? And they feel better. Well, when does that happen for me? When do I get to walk away from a person feeling like, man, my historical traumas are gone just because I said, I'm sorry. I wish it were that easy, but we got to look at the wound. And so the poem is all my expressions of like, look at me. Just look at me. That's all I'm asking you to do right now.
Nice. Here we go with... this is a poem written by and narrated by Sunrose.
Save my missing sisters. I am here to break the chains that have systematically wiped away our existence, systematically led you to believe that it is your American duty to erase my oyate. You're sitting pretty petty on your throne built from the hearts of my people, and I know you can't bear to look at me. I am the reminder of your parents' devious atrocities. For you fear the blood karma to be fallen upon you. You shun it, praying that this too shall pass. Straight front, with your fake facade, hiding your real fear. Your cowardice can't bear to look at me, as if I'll disappear. I live deep inside your guilt, in the pit at the bottom of your throat. How dare you pass off your consequences to your kids? You are supposed to make life better for them, yet here I stand, defending the sacred for your own children. Standing where you failed, yet you claim to own this land. You believe there are no repercussions for your actions, like there will never ever be another 7th generation. Now, you can't bear to look at me. But from this moment on, you will never forget me. Try to bind me in chains, red tape me, dressed in your army fatigues, rape me. I am the mother. This earth is in my blood, and my blood is in this earth. And oh, how these stars and stripes regret me, failing to kill me, but you can't bear to look at me. You go on gloating like I've never defeated you before, but my roots run deep, steady reaching beneath. And I am here to break the chains that have systematically depleted me. My legacy is locked behind your golden gates. And yeah, I got trust issues, diamond cuts and bloody tissues. I've been certified and tested while you've doubled up and invested. 10,000 times overdue your whole system's revenue. So the rent must be paid. Over 4,000 lives you have claimed, with their tied hands and running blisters. This is the call out to the world. No more stolen sisters.
talking to the American government.
Yeah.
And putting it out there.
That's good.
And that was all footage from the film as well, side footage from the film, and those were all the ladies in the film. And so we saw Carol Iron Rope. Someone who we didn't see was Unchi Marie Randall, who just recently passed away as well. She was our 98-year-old at the time. I do believe she lived to be 101 when she passed away. And then we have Mama Jules Rich, who does Mothers Against Meth Alliance, and so she's in the film talking about how she first started that and first started confronting the meth drug dealers and talking about the cops. So yeah, you could hear her testimony. So it was really awesome. And it is trigger warnings, you know. After you see the film, you're either mad, angry, but it's definitely a conversation starter piece. Yes. So like those panel discussions can go on for like 2 hours, sometimes 3 hours. We got to like kind of cut it off because so many people want to talk, but that's great because then the discussions can happen and then the healing can happen and then we could have real solutions for our people.
Definitely.
So when you're doing this, Sunrose, are you going to be putting out like some resources? I know that Jordana and I, when we first started delving into the boarding school issues, we also listed some resources in the areas for our people, because it is waking something up and forcing them to think about some things perhaps they are not ready to, or maybe repressed, so I think that Jordana still has that if you wanted to use that for the area as well. I just think it's important because once we go home, you guys are done talking, we're done talking here, we go home and then, the thoughts don't just stop here, and we need those resources to, to get ourselves help when we notice that.
Yeah, we will definitely uplift those and share those and make sure people don't feel alone. Afterwards. Sometimes I always we're doing one at U.N.I. and that's on the 10th, so there'll be a screening in Cedar Falls, and that'll be another panel discussion. And I requested that they have some counselors there because the last screening we did, there was a woman, and this was in North Dakota, and a woman who spoke up and she started telling her story about being human trafficked. And it was like, well, I'm not a counselor. I know I'm not trained for that. I can help you color it out and do some art therapy. And so I was lucky enough that there were other women there who helped and jumped in, and so I really rely on the community and the audience too. So I invite everyone to come, so that we can help our community and catch them if anyone's trying to.
Who's the lead that kind of books your guys' events? Because that should be their responsibility to say,
each area.
Hey, we're going here, and if somebody asks, these I researched,
we want a list of
these
resources.
are our mental health services
in this area.
That you can reach out to. That way you guys don't have to do it.
You're the one that.
I'm the one.
You're the one that books it, right?
Then I do have a team. There's another lady who's the assistant to the director, but they are both non-native, right? And they're not in our community, and they don't really know. I know in the beginning when they first had the Facebook page, because the lady Natalie, I love her and all her help. But she just is not a part of our community, and she's in Portugal, based in Portugal. So they were pulling stuff off the internet and then posting it on our page, and all the aunties would be like, "What is that new age?" And I was like, "Okay, all right." So I got on the team, and I was like, "You need an indigenous lens. You can't just be pulling from the internet and posting." And so now I look over everything that they post, and then I am not first to be in contact with people who want to do the screenings, but I am at the end, and I put in my 2 cents and make sure all of that happens, and that's something like that organically happened because it was just us going, and I was just like and now I'm like, okay, I'm not gonna do that anymore. I'm gonna pull people up on stage, and I'm gonna be like, and this is your local, this is your closest tribal member, this is the person from the Urban Indian Center, or et cetera, et cetera, and then that way they'll be able to let the audience know their own resources within their community.
I had the opportunity before he passed away, Dr. Frank Lemire. He went around and collaborated with this gentleman, and they did the White Clay documentary. And the name Sober Indian is a Dangerous Indian.
Yes.
And that was also played in the Orpheum. And I went down to Creighton, and they played it there. And a lot of their students and faculty attended. And I remember it plain as day, but afterwards, those discussions, those should be recorded.
Yes.
Because, I mean, that was a very powerful, and you're presenting to these future bankers, these future people that are going to be your doctors, and they learn a lot about the Native history in that and stuff. So appreciate you going on kind of like a tour of doing the Orpheum, and then UNI, and it should be here at Little Priest Tribal College, Wayne State, everywhere. You know what I mean? So I know that you have a family and everything too, but to give those connect. You know what I mean? And that's what we have to do. So
I know I keep going by that big screen. I was like, oh, we should have a screening there.
Talk to us.
Hey, that's a good idea.
Yeah. I have a DVD. I have it downloaded because those platforms, it costs like $3.99 to rent it, and it costs $9.99 to own it as a download. But yeah, I have all that so we can stream it. It's on my laptop, and I would like some indigenous women, like maybe all indigenous women, or maybe like all indigenous men, to have their own conversations. And then inspire and create solutions. Right. Because I always want to end on a real positive note. Because there's some points in the film that gets real low when we talk about the boarding schools and all of that, and like where it comes from. But so there's a lot of how do they say that, speaking truth to power. There's a lot of just real blunt kind of, and this is what happened, and this is a result, and now my kids in the high school system are still living like this, so it just strings it all together.
Cool. I mean, much success, and hopefully do you have any statistics, like how many millions have viewed this yet, or do we need to do some?
No, I don't. But on Amazon in May, so the second month that it came out on Amazon, we made the top 10 documentaries.
Wow.
In their
That's pretty
list.
good. Especially on that.
And then I was going to Amazon, and I just searched Native American films. And it was in the 4th page of the films. It was so exciting. I was like, there's my name! Oh, they spelled it wrong. But so we have a screening also at WIT at the college. And that's a public one. And that one's on the 7th. So it won't be as fancy. I mean, I feel like Orpheum's fancy. I'm going to get dressed up for that. But then WIT is definitely at the college, and that'll be in the evening, and then UNI on the 10th, and then of course Orpheum, and that kicks off the whole week for the march, for the honoring the lost children's march. And SHIP is one of our sponsors with Urban Native Center, so they will be promoting it to all their workers. And that's where
Siouxland Human Investment Partnership, I think that's what it's.
Thank you.
It's like a ship.
And inviting all the people in the foster care system so they can help understand, because it just opens people up to understanding. And another reaction we've gotten is by us reminding ourselves of who we are and where our bloodlines come from, we encourage and inspire all the non-natives to turn around and look at themselves and look at their own ancestry. One thing that I've learned is white is not an ethnicity. And as soon as they got off the boat to America, they deny their own ancestry. And they start calling themselves white. And so for a few generations, they've been saying that they're white and being real lost. And so when they see us reflecting on who we are, they're like, oh yeah, I have a people, I have a tribe, and I have roots to connect. and to reminding everybody that we're all earthlings, and to help the earth in this climate crisis.
Yeah.
So that's like my bottom line. Okay, let's get all the cultures. Yeah, we're all different. We have all this, but at the end of the day, we're all earthlings. We all got to step up for Mother Earth and the laws of the land.
Right. Exactly. Good words. Good words. Any shout outs or anything like that?
Well, shout out to my man, Renape the man.
He is actually over at WIT. They are starting off their conversations about War Eagle. I think that's happening all day till like 2. And so, and shout out to Trisha and all my Winnebago. Cindy Lemire, Mama Cindy. She's working over at this building. And who else do I know?
You said you're an artist. Do you have an artist page or anything like that we could buy some ledger art?
Oh, I do my Warrior Status Facebook page. And then, of course, my own Instagram, which is at Living Warrior Status, LIVEN Warrior Status. I post all my artwork on there. I am working on a website, so it'll be sunroseiironshow.com. I'm really excited about that.
Cool.
Like, oh my God, it's real.
Yeah.
It's real.
Kudos. I mean, much love to the artist here and the documentary. It's an important documentary, and thank you for coming. We appreciate you.
Thank you.
Come anytime.
Appreciate your poem. That was a really good poem.
Definitely. And Jordana, I know that you do some documentaries and filming.
I
and
haven't
things
in
like
a while, but I need to get back into it.
Yeah.
Collab.
So, for sure. So, and let us know when you want to do the big screen.
Actually, because you're so good on the radio, I was wondering if you would come and help MC that night.
On November 20th.
Yeah.
Okay, we're connecting the dots. Yeah.
Well,
we always say that, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You need a DJ or something like that, you know what I mean? I'll come with my turntables. No, I'm just
Get the crowd moving.
I'll get the crowd moving. No.
Yeah.
Play some Bruno Mars. No.
Yeah. Do some of that.
We'll
talk about that later.
Yeah, let me check my calendar and then I'll let you know.
Okay.
For sure. But honored to. I recently did a hand game down for the Omaha Housing Authority. And I was
Those are fun.
They are, you know what I mean? And I was like, I don't know how to MC, but they ask you, and I was always told if they ask you to do something, they must have a good thought for you. So don't turn them down, you know what I mean? So if my calendar allows Sunrose, I loved it. We got sunshine, we got Sunrose.
We're in the morning. We're morning people.
Yeah, for sure. But I'm honored that you ask, and I'll let you know right away.
Okay.
For sure. But yeah, back to the hand game.
Who won, East or West?
It was the East. And it went 7. It went 7 games.
Yeah.
And I learned that whole process.
And all you have to do is just tell the score. 1, 2.
Yeah.
And then
you get back to and Jordana, you used to do the hand game and back in the days at Salish Kootenai.
Yeah, you're bringing it back. It was fun.
It was different though. It's different
the
down there.
Omaha style hand game is different than all the other ones.
Oh, is it?
Yeah,
Nice.
but
this is old school.
If you have a chance, Little Priest Tribal College students, and I don't know if you've seen those hand games.
I used to be a hand game monitor at the high school.
There you go.
And you know what I really like is that teams are dressing up.
Yeah.
Yes.
And wearing the same thing. And that's, for me, that's really important. I'm a city Indian. I'm from Denver. And when you dress up, it changes people, right? It changes that mentality. They're like, what? That looks like an Indian. Wow. And so, kudos to everybody, all the sewers and the ribbon skirt makers making the team look good.
It's just awesome. The singers. It's
good medicine all around.
Definitely. And that's what I felt down there, the sense of community.
Oh, yeah.
Because it's just east side versus west side. And then.
But they support each other a lot. It's crazy. Yeah, but I was a West Sider. I was always a West Sider.
Definitely. Well, Sunrose, thank you for coming in.
Thank you. Big hugs.
Yeah, for sure.
Nape Chuzapi to everybody out there, and have a good day. And I'll see you at the Orpheum on the 20th.
Right on. We're excited for it.
Doksha.
All right. Angel Decorum Museum. Do we have any updates or?
Just the archery. So hopefully you guys can share that flyer that I sent to Jordana or whoever takes care of the page. Hi, Travis.
Oh yeah, Travis Harden's up on. Thank you guys, Sandy. It's good to see you, Mackie, my bro. And everybody else that's tuning in with us, make sure that if you have an opportunity, we do have, let's see here, Angel Decor. Do you guys have a website? It's on Facebook, right?
It's on Facebook.
Okay, let me try to bring that up. Anyways.
But I shared it with you guys in the Big Voice messages.
We'll definitely share it.
Okay.
Yeah.
You guys are probably on Little Priest website too, like a page.
Let's see if we can find this because this is important information. There it is. That one?
Yep, there we go.
Okay.
So that's tomorrow.
If you have an opportunity, for those that are listening on the radio, go ahead and give us that information, Sunshine.
So tomorrow from 4:30 to 6:30, and I've been out since I left for travel to Chicago. So I'm just now trying to get back into the swing of things, and I think it's good to be around people right now, and get myself going, and just thinking about my family and hoping they're hanging in there today. But this is kind of on where we've been trying to go for the past few years is, get more people and boys and girls, into spending time together and doing our traditional style of things. And this would be Ho-Chunk style bows and archery games. So, bring your kids, bring whomever, stop down and do it. I hope the weather is as beautiful tomorrow as it is today. It's been really beautiful the past few days.
It is. Who's teaching?
I do not know that. I know Ben will be there from the museum. So it looks like Project Launch. Is that who's at the bottom?
Yeah, it's Winnebago
I think it will be like Brick Decor and them, Two Spirit. It's a collaboration, which is something that the museum likes to do. We like to get departments, anyone who wants to work with us, and the more the better, because the more we reach, the more that we can help each other and help heal and help bring ourselves back to our culture and language.
Yeah.
I have monthly meetings for that Building Courageous Families Collaborative. I'll probably contact you, and maybe you can do a plug for whatever you guys are doing. I have somebody for November, but I'm looking for somebody for December and January.
Okay. Yeah. Just let me know. I think you have my email.
Yeah.
Okay.
Awesome. So we're making connections all over the place here.
There it is.
One of the things I wanted to make mention too, as far as Angel Decor Museum, Little Priest Travel College has some events coming up, and November 1st. It's the first.
Yeah. Yep. I think I seen that on Jordana's desk. I wasn't snooping, but I was
snooping
on the phone and looked over and seen that
Nosy.
that filled up calendar.
No, yeah. I was working on that this morning. So yeah, there'll be a big calendar of all the events that are happening for the month of November. I think there's only like 4 open days, so it's gonna be a busy month. So shout out to the programs that are involved in that. But be on the lookout for that calendar.
Yeah, when will that be out?
I'm pushing for the end of today.
Okay, all right.
I have some December dates for you, or at least one.
Okay, all right, that works.
But I just want to give a shout out. I know we ain't at shout outs yet, but all the departments that are working together for this, this is the first time that I've seen in a long time where a lot of people are collaborating and getting along with it, and not all trying to whatever. It's just all good feelings, it's all good feelings, and everyone trying to help each other, and that's where we really wanted to be at, So we're getting there, and I just really appreciate all of you at the departments, all your workers, everybody, everybody working together. Jordana, Jordan, Ben. I still think of Jordana as on our team, and it's my first day at the office, and Jordan is no longer there.
I know.
I just came in and cried for a while. No, just kidding. Sat at her desk all day and cried. No.
Sounds like she was a vital part to your team.
She was. She'll still be around, just in a different capacity. And it's just I always love to see our people, making better moves for themselves. That's important.
For sure. Did I know? Hey, the house warming.
Yeah.
How'd that go?
My brother passed away Friday unexpectedly, but George still had his family, and there was a few people that stopped by. He just made some soup and stuff, but yeah, you guys stop by and come crash the house and check it out sometime. And
bring you a gift.
Yeah, for sure.
I don't need a gift. I just wanted people to come share a meal with us because we were super. I was all of us super just grateful.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we have a lot of support along the way, good friends like you guys, you know, and people just to talk to, and people that supported us. And, you know, I'm always all about supporting each other, you know, and I just felt a lot of support and just wanted to do something. Mm-hmm. But, you know, then that happened, but we still had a little get together, and it's just really good right now to be around people, I think.
Congratulations. I know that everybody that, you know, we put the kind of the news, Ho Chunk Capital put the news release out, and the help and everything. So, you know, we're proud of you, you know what I mean? And everything, and everybody that had a hand in that. And
it was a group effort. Tony Wood, you know, Kiki, Pat, all them guys, you know, just great. Madonna, Dustin at Bluestone, all them guys, you know, putting up with my million questions, because I always need to know everything that's going on.
That's the way you're supposed to be when you're building a house.
Yeah, so all my millions of questions, you know, and my bankers and, you know, all that. And
For sure. So you got a Nebraska Cornhusker flag in the front yard yet?
No, I don't. Not yet.
Okay,
we're
so
slowly, you know.
Ideas. Yeah, I'm trying to get some housewarming. The black shirts. Yeah, that needs to go up.
Yeah, we need one of those.
Tennessee Titans, right?
No, thanks. I'm not a NFL fan. Yeah.
College only.
NBA? College? Just college only?
Just college only as sports I like.
Okay, all right. Well,
the rest is fake.
Volleyball. The rest is fake. Did you really say that?
The rest is rigged.
Staged. Yeah, it's all staged.
Oh my goodness, here we go. Anyways, want to shout out our team here from the ARPA team, Billy Kitchian, the finance crew. They went through distributions, in-person distribution last week, and we do have an update, folks. The Winnebago Tribal Member Economic Recovery Payment minor card distribution. There was a little mix-up, and anyways, if you want to come down, they're going to have an in-person minor card distribution Friday, November 4th, 2022, this Friday, from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. at the Blackhawk Center. Apologize for those that came down and then they said that the minor cards, they ran out.
I was one of them.
And so this is for minors only. Minors eligible for pickup. 1, minors that did not receive their cards but had completed applications in by October 14th. New minors with completed applications received by close of business Thursday, October 27th. And then it kind of gives the details about that. And then there's an adult update. You know, there's a lot of people that are messaging the tribe's Facebook page here at the Big Voice. All adult round 1 checks have been mailed Friday, October 28th. All round 2 checks will be mailed on Friday, November 4th. So that means if you maybe came down in the in-person distribution and they said, hey, your application's not completed, those will be mailed out Friday, November 4th, you know, so that's for the round 2. If you have any questions, WinnebagoTribe.com, or you can give 402-878-2272. They are having a funeral services in the gym, so there's probably a little delay, but if you don't get through the first time, try back on that phone number, because phone coverage is very important, and we want to make sure we get that, especially during this time while everybody's asking questions about the minor cards as well as the checks and stuff. So wanted to give you that update and appreciate once again those that are you know, hopefully that economic recovery helped you out, and you know, it can help everybody. So for sure, the weather's turning, everything, winterize your stuff, whatever you need to do.
Get some tires.
Make sure you disconnect the hoses from the outside spigots.
Oh, yeah. That's a good homeowners thing that you gotta mention. So appreciate that. And anything else, you know, that we need to?
Just kind of do an informal plug to Winter Gathering, December 9th.
Oh, mark your calendars. December 9th.
Yeah, the official notification probably won't go out until maybe Friday. A planning committee needs to solidify some decisions. And
what do they call it, the bazaar?
Winter Gathering. Bazaar is hosted by, it was original from the Winnebago Tribal Court.
Right.
So we didn't want to steal their shine on the bazaar name.
Yeah.
So it's basically the same thing.
Winter Gathering.
Do they still have the bazaar?
I don't know. That's a good question.
I don't think so. Pandemic, they haven't
They
had
just
it
shut
and
it
stuff,
down, yeah.
Oh.
And they were doing it out at Winnebago, which is why the original, like when they first started doing the Christmas bazaar out to Winnebago, we were just like, well, what about the people here in Winnebago? And we were thinking about people who didn't have rides to Winnebago,
Yeah.
and just programs in general that relied on a lot of community feedback, and or even the people that just relied on each other to just, hey, I'm selling breakfast burritos, come
Yeah.
down here and buy one.
Yeah.
And so let's just do one here just for the local community, and we decided on winter gathering instead of bazaar because we didn't want to
Yeah.
confuse anybody, and really, people I just want to mention, people complain about the table prices and oh, geez, it's that much and what should be discounted. You're basically paying for the table. So, I mean, we don't make money off of it. We make money off the bingo stuff, and we try to repurpose that to if we go over on the table rentals, well, whatever we make off bingo. Sometimes if there's for example, the Winnebago Academy students volunteered to do our bingo games one year. They got a part of that, the bingo games portion.
Oh, nice,
applied
as
to
a
their-
donation to their classes. Oh, that's nice.
I emceed it one year, and it was a lot of fun.
Yeah, it is fun. Bingo is fun.
Yeah.
I mean, you're not getting any, except for I will say the last bingo with the blackout, I think that's cash, I think.
There you go.
so-
I'm there. No, I
You're
can't
not
do
gonna
that.
be
Yeah, I'm out of town. Shoot, I was apologizing.
What it's really about, what we were talking about was community, just for the community to be somewhere and enjoy each other's company. And there just happens to be people selling things, and it's on a travel payday.
And there's food.
And there's always good food.
Yeah, there's always
Native
good
American
food.
Church always delivers with that breakfast.
Yeah.
And corn soup at lunchtime.
Oh, hungry.
I know, right? Okay, so 12:30. We got to get to the answer is. Are you ready? Jordana,
All right, let's do it.
you got your pen and paper? You're going to have to
Right
help us
here.
out here. Okay, so this is 5 questions that we have to answer, and you're going to go against Tyler.
All right.
So for those that are going to help us out,
I'll try not to cuss. No.
yeah, okay. Question number 1. If you guys know the answer, don't say anything, okay?
Okay.
But here we go. Here it is. The World Series, this is question number 1. The World Series of baseball is taking place. Last night, they had a winter delay, so they postponed the game, and I was looking forward to it. Anyways, name one of the 2 teams that are playing in this year's World Series.
That's college, right?
No, it's
Yeah. See, I don't know.
Major League Baseball.
MLB.
MLB.
Oh! Let me think here. I don't know. I'm just gonna guess. The Red Sox.
Okay, final answer?
Yeah.
All right, question number 2. The day after Thanksgiving is called Black Friday. Why do they call it Black Friday?
Well, I think historically, right, it was because of, I guess, how do I say it? Didn't they used to sell slaves, and that's why they called it that?
Okay, sell slaves. Final answer?
That's what I heard. That's what I read.
Okay, all right. Question number 2. When is midterm elections for Nebraska going to be held this year?
Wait, what?
Midterm elections. So next year's presidential elections, but they call you know what I mean?
November
For state senators and
Yeah,
stuff like that.
yeah.
November 6th?
November 6th, final answer?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. So speaking of Nebraska as a state, question number 4. What was the last state to become a state declared by the U.S. Congress?
Wait, say that again?
What was the last state to enter into the United States, to become a state? The first state was, I'm not even sure what the first state was. But,
Somewhere on the East Coast.
Yeah, somewhere over there. But.
Hawaii, I'm guessing.
Okay, final answer?
Yeah.
All right, good one. Okay, question number 5. Winnebago is hosting an event. What was their last ad that they put on the Winnebago on the news?
Their last ad?
Yeah.
Was it? It wasn't the Thunder
Was it
from Down Under, because I think that was the movie.
That's tonight?
Wait, is
Are
it?
you guys going?
No.
Was it a boxing match? I'm thinking it's a boxing match.
The boxing match?
Yeah.
Final answer?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Let's go get Tyler. How'd you guys do?
I don't know the
I have no
first
idea.
one. I kind of know the second one.
Did you know the first one?
The first
baseball
one? Isn't it like the Phillies or something? Yeah.
I almost said that.
Yeah. And then it's kind of interesting on the day after Thanksgiving question.
I got the business side of it.
Yeah, me
Yeah.
too.
Yeah.
Coming out of there.
All right. So, Jordana, how you think you did?
Man, I don't know. I'm kind of iffy about that Black Friday one.
Okay. All righty. Tyler is ready. Thank you for hanging with us. I know you probably wanted to go to lunch and stuff, but we had a good episode here. We had a lot of good information and stuff. So we will. Are you on the airwaves, Tyler?
Can you hear me?
We can hear you. Question number 1. Are you ready?
Yeah.
How you feel today?
I feel okay.
Yeah. Did you win last time?
No, I didn't.
No. Okay, so you got a lifeline.
Okay.
Okay. All right. So here we go. Question number 1. The World Series of Baseball is taking place. She goes, no. Anyways, name one of the 2 teams that are playing in this year's World Series of Baseball.
I'm going to say your Red Sox.
Red Sox, final answer?
You said 2?
Yeah, you can name.
Oh, 1 of 2?
Yeah, 1 of 2.
Okay,
You got
let's
2
go with
chances.
that one then, yeah.
All right.
Sounds right.
They are. Do you guys know?
What? I just know the Phillies made it.
Yeah, the Phillies made
On
it.
the Marlins? I don't know the other one.
Astros.
Astros. Houston Astros.
Are the Marlins?
For bonus points, where's Astros from?
Houston.
Yeah.
I just said Houston Astros.
Both of you guys said Red Sox. Interesting, yeah, but that is wrong. Okay. Score is 0-0. All right, question number 2. The day after Thanksgiving is called Black Friday. Why do they call it Black Friday?
I don't know.
Do you want to use a lifeline, or what do you think?
Yeah, let me use that lifeline.
Okay. We are going to go to Jamie. Black Friday is referring to an accounting term that means they are going from red to black, meaning that they're going to make a profit.
Well,
I think mine was right. Just kidding.
You going to go with that?
Yeah. Maybe it was.
Okay, you are correct.
Pretty
Jamie is
sure.
right. Okay, so
I'm gonna
traditionally
find it.
retailers, they're in the red.
Yeah, they're in the red, so they're trying to come out of the red.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But we'll look that up, Jordana.
I'm gonna find it now.
Yeah.
She's going
And
to prove
share
it.
it later.
Yeah, for sure. Question number 3. Because here at the Big Voice, this is an important question, and you should know the answer. When is midterm elections for Nebraska going to be held? As well as the U.S. Yeah. Because we're telling everybody get out the vote, especially get out the native vote. But when is it going to be held this year?
I'd say like in January.
In January?
Yeah.
Okay, final answer?
Yeah.
You got to give me like January 1st, January 8th, January...
I'm going to say the 30th.
January 30th. That answer is incorrect.
Mm-hmm.
When is it?
It's next Tuesday.
Next Tuesday,
I was gonna
November
say
8th.
next week as a joke.
It's always
Yeah.
the second Tuesday in November.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So now we know. But here's the important thing that we want to make mention here at the Big Voice is that we need to make sure that you two vote. Okay, I know you guys are young and everything and stuff. And
I don't
you
live
know.
on the end. I can't.
And
You can vote for a state senator. You
Yeah,
can vote for
this
your
is a
local
state-
government.
yeah.
Because I live in Dakota County, and they got a lot of things. They're advertising almost everywhere that I see. They're
Yeah,
advertising,
man.
and all that is on the ballot.
Those
So
guys
register.
should hit us up and to do a sponsorship or something like that. But we're not endorsing anybody. But
Yeah.
we're telling you to exercise your right to vote. So, anyways, so Tuesday, November when? Yeah.
Same days.
I'm like
Shredded.
looking at you, sending you the.
So after you drop your stuff off for the community shred event, go vote somewhere.
There you go.
Oh, I have
There
a bunch
you
of
go.
stuff since we moved. I
Yeah,
need to
well,
go down there.
2 years ago, I mean, Winnebago really turned out because that's when the Warhorse ballot was up for voting and stuff. So,
And then remember the history. That's not the first time that we've done that as a community. Remember we ousted was that the sheriff or something? I did the history. Was that 1 or 2 months ago? I read the history about it. And then
Oh,
they
yeah, you guys-
secretly
yeah.
got together. Then everybody went to vote that afternoon, and he was no longer the sheriff here. Yeah.
there you go. There's a lot of
In secret, they went and flipped it.
make our native
Yeah.
voice heard, folks. Okay, so question number 4: what was the last state to become a state declared by the U.S.? How many states are there?
Say Hawaii. I thought they're independent.
There's 50 states, and there's I think
Couple provinces and territories.
Yeah.
Puerto Rico's.
Puerto Rico's a territory.
Yeah. Okay, so you said Hawaii?
Yeah,
All
I
right.
thought they're still their own in a way.
Puerto Rico?
Puerto Rico, yeah.
Okay. So Hawaii?
Yeah.
You said Hawaii too, right?
Yeah.
Both of you ladies are right. Good job. Good job. Yes, yes, yeah. All right.
So
Alaska.
does Tyler have 2 then?
Yeah, Tyler has
Okay.
2, and then you have.
He's Jankita.
Okay. All right. Question number 5. Winnebago. What was their last ad that they put? What was the advertising? The last on the last verse.
What was it? Thunder from Down Under. It was right?
I don't know.
I'm gonna go with that because it was on Halloween.
It's actually Thunder from Down Under is tonight.
Oh, I thought it was on Halloween.
It was. It's 2 nights, right?
Okay.
I don't know. I'm not paying attention.
Garan is paying attention. No, I was kidding.
I'm gonna go with that.
Okay. You sure?
Yeah.
All right.
Psych me out.
That is actually incorrect.
What?
Yeah, they're advertising the LFA.
Oh my gosh, I
Legacy
memorized that.
Fighting
Oh.
Alliance or
So
something
I
like
was
that.
right then?
Live
I did
fight.
You said boxing and stuff. I'll give it to you. Yeah, I'll give it
So
to
that's
you. 'Cause-
2 and 2, then they're
Yes.
tied up.
Well, I don't know. My boxing fans out there. So UFC and there's boxing, and they're gonna go rounds and stuff like that. But it's some of them are gonna be boxers, right? So
Okay, something like that.
so we have a tie. Do you guys have a question that you can break this tie?
We said arm wrestling. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I
That
don't
is
want
my left.
So look for like a tiebreaker
Yeah.
question.
Do you guys have a tiebreaker question? We need.
Jamie, where's a tiebreaker question? She's good at tiebreaker questions.
Oh, Jamie said look up your ballot on Ballotopia. If you guys have any questions on who's running or who's Senate seats up or
What's what?
anything like that,
The music.
Do you guys have a tiebreaker question?
I'm thinking of one. I can't think of one.
I'm on the spot. I can't think.
I know, man. Then watch when I leave here. I'll have all kinds of questions coming up.
What's a good trivia question here?
Oh, okay. So since we just came off of Halloween,
I have a question.
You know that movie, Halloween. Do you know anything about that mask? The mask that they use in the movie?
I don't.
Wait, like what was it made of?
Well, it's made of a mask, but okay, so this mask was made out of a famous person's
Oh, I
mask.
read that.
So who was that famous person this mask was?
You have the answer?
No, I kind of know his name, but I don't.
Mariah Carey. No, I'm just kidding.
Okay, so the first
Yeah.
movie, the very first movie
Doubtfire.
way back when they did the first one,
no.
they had a different kind of mask and it didn't work out. So somebody runs out and goes to whatever store and gets this mask, right?
Yes.
And they get
I read this
they
somewhere.
get a and then they spray paint it and they kind of change the mask itself. But the mask is, you want me to tell you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
William Shatner.
Oh.
So I have a
heard
tiebreaker
that.
question
Okay.
before
All right.
before it escapes me.
Okay.
How do you say candy in Ho Chunk?
Do you know?
You should have said apple.
Okay. What is it?
I would.
Donnie Ju Kitty Kiddish.
Donnie
Kiddish.
Yeah.
Remember that?
All right. Well, we're gonna end today with the tie, guys.
Oh.
I know all our listeners are probably disappointed and everything, but good job. I mean, we learned something new. We learned when voting is going to take place next Tuesday. We learned that Legacy Fighting Alliance or something is coming to Winnebago November or something. But check out the ad, which means check out the Winnebago News. Did you have something?
No, it's just nodding.
Oh, no, it's not. Okay, shout outs, guys.
No, just
We're coming to an end.
November
here.
8th,
out to Jamie.
after you vote, come to the Shred event, 9:30, 1:30.
Oh yeah, I
Behind
gotta
Willow
remember
Trails.
that. I hope you guys make a post that day. I always see it too late by the time I get home.
I'll
I'm like,
probably
oh my
put
God.
out another post.
Shout out to Ben, holding it down for me at the museum while I was out. I know he didn't expect me to be gone that long, but things happen. Life happens.
Yeah.
So I'm really appreciative to him and everybody else that helped him out. And
Good.
yeah.
All right. Awesome.
Thank you. I just want to say shout out to my coworkers at HCCDC, HCCCC, and just everybody out there listening. Thank you for taking your time to listen.
Hey,
Yep.
you got to come on more. I mean, help us out. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like if you can, and bring those updates and stuff, because a lot
Certainly
of times
will.
there's a lot of good information going on over there. So
Yeah.
for sure, come on
Yeah,
over.
I'll definitely contact.
Just shout out to everybody listening. Thank you, Jamie, for saving me, giving me a point. If anybody wants to be a part of the WIN contributors or join the email list or the mailing list, email me at tyler.snake@winnebagotribe.com.
All right, Jordana.
Yeah, just shout out to everybody that, all the programs and individuals that help the WIN out with like interviews or any kind of stories. I really appreciate that. The WIN really appreciates that, and it's really important that we get, all this good information out to you guys. So yeah, shout out to everybody that helps.
All right, and shout out to you ladies for helping. Bethany usually sits in that chair there, Jordana. So thank you for being here with us and kind of helping us out, and Sunrose for bringing that good information. Little Priest Tribal College. My daughter's also, my little Kelly, she's a little sick too, so I hope she gets better soon and stuff. Mom's home with her today, so yeah, shout out to her, and thank you everybody for listening, and you guys have a good rest of your day, and join us Thursday for All Requests Live with Besame. So see you guys.
Peace.